Hi Chris and everyone at the Spurs Chat podcast. It's Paul Parker and I've been asked to talk about the upcoming fixture on the 14th of Jan of Manchester United v Spurs, which is a big game on paper, to be honest. Manchester United v Spurs or Spurs v Manchester United. People seem to enjoy those games. The fixture always gives a little buzz, and it certainly does to me, being maybe a little bit of a Spurs supporter while I was growing up here in Essex. But anyway, the questions what I'm going to answer are obviously regarding that game and what centres around it. So my thoughts on this season of United anyway, as you might gather, has been sheer disappointment. Having to talk about him is hard work, having to listen about him and having to watch him is seriously hard work, and it hasn't been enjoyable. But the one thing being Manchester United, everyone is interested in when things are going well, and just as much when things are going bad, and they're bad because what's going on in the field has been disappointing, which is an understatement. But when we talk about Spurs and their season so far, you know, it's been ups. Have there really been downs? I don't think there's been that many downs. I think everyone's enjoying the football they're playing. They're loving the manager they've got. He's just got everything which I think everyone just loves about him compared to the previous two managers. And for me, the previous two managers are always the wrong managers to manage at Spurs. They're both destroyers. Spurs just love creativity, and that's what Ange gives Spurs. And when you talk about the two managers, I think you have to say Ten Hag. I'd like him to be given time. He's not made it easy for himself with a lot of the supporters, but given how many managers Manchester United have had since 2013, is changing him now going to make a difference? Not really. You look at the position Manchester United are in, as bad as they've been playing, they could go and win 3 games and a bounce, and all of a sudden they could be in the top 4 the way the league is this season, because you have to say, if you're neutral, it's a fantastic league because of what's going on. You know, and all the different bits, people losing, and we even talk about Liverpool. Everyone's looking at them and want to make them cast iron. They're not cast iron. They're not that good as maybe they have been in previous seasons. But maybe it's the others catching up. But it's still good to watch. And when we talk about what Spurs need, Spurs at the moment just need a little bit more strength in depth. But given that, who am I to say that when what Spurs have gone and done? When you look at their league position now, I think at this moment they're 2 points off of Arsenal, and Arsenal were supposedly having a great season till they got beat by West Ham. And Spurs, everyone's talking about the injuries to Maddison and the centre half, Van der Ven? They're talking about him, but Spurs have carried on. Yes, they've lost some games, they've conceded some goals, but Spurs fans have got a smile on their face. And they're winning games even when they've conceded maybe poor goals. So Spurs, what they need maybe really is just, as I said before, just a backup, stronger backup. But we hope, maybe Spurs will do something in January. I think they should do. Maybe just to see if they can push on from there with maybe the centre-half coming back and Maddison as well. And just get a little bit more competition, and you never know what could happen to Spurs' season. I still believe it'll be positive for them. Manchester United, too long a saga. Midfield still needs work now. It's too old, too laboured, no creativity, lacking any fire, no discipline in the midfield. It's all over the place. They need wide players. They desperately, for me, need a right and left wide player. If you can have two who are going to give you opportunities, and Manchester United haven't got that. The wide players don't make enough opportunities for the man in the middle. Become very selfish, I would say, in certain ways as wide players. But anyway, thank you very much for asking me to do this, and all the best to Spurs for the rest of the season, and I mean that.